Good morning, folks, and welcome to the University of the Ozarks. It is Friday, October 16th. It's 11 a.m. and it's beautiful. I know I keep saying that, but it is. It's beautiful, beautiful fall weather here in Clarksville, Arkansas. The trees are changing colors. They are also starting to drop their leaves, which also knows that in a few weeks it'll be a little bit gray. But know that it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's nice and crisp, and still students are wearing shorts and practically no clothing. But that's also for another day. So. If you haven't joined us Facebook Live before, I'm going to spend a few minutes hitting a few highlights, and it is really a few highlights. I don't have many today. And then we're going to take some questions at the end, see if there's anything that folks are curious about. Please feel free not to wait until the end. If there's something you're curious about, go ahead and type it in the comments section now. And if I happen to not cover it in my comments, I'll do that towards the end. And then I'll make a couple requests and we'll call it a day. So first, just thank you. Thank you for the continued interest, the continued care, the continued support, and know that it's very much appreciated. We're doing well. If you haven't had a chance to check out the new dashboard on COVID, hit the runner or the header on the top of the website, the yellow bar, hit that COVID header, go to the site, and you'll see that we're adding more and more information in the dashboard. It shows you historical information. They're also working to bring in some regional information so that you'll be able to get an ever more complete picture of where we are. The short end is that we continue to run in the single digits as a total community, and we're zero as it relates to students. We've been running zero the last few days. We do have a couple of faculty that are positive with COVID. We've had one faculty member that spent a little bit of time at the hospital, but is calling from the hospital to make sure classes are covered and grading and checking in on students. And yesterday he called and asked somebody to make a sonic run. So I'm not making light of the fact that we have somebody that's sick, but I'm choosing to say, if you're asking for a sonic run and you're checking in on how your classes are doing, I take that as a really positive sign that even though we can't visit, that we'll be seeing him soon. So we're doing well. Our numbers are staying steady. If you are in or around campus and drive by the side of campus where the old tennis courts are, you'll see that outdoor seating is fully functional. We still have a few more that we're adding, but it looks really good, and it's also very affirming to see the number of students that are simply sitting outside enjoying a beautiful day, having a meal. So we're pleased to see how all of this is starting to kind of shake out or continuing to shake out. A couple of dates I want to remind you of. That the weekend of November 21st and 22nd, we'll start bringing campus, not really closed, but we'll start bringing our numbers down as we're asking that any student that can go home, they'll go home, they'll pivot to an online environment for the last 2 weeks of this semester and finish out the school year. That all of our students heard from housing that said, hey, that you check out that weekend. Again, that's Saturday the 21st, Sunday the 22nd, and that you check out for the semester. It's a touchless checkout. We're encouraging them to simply leave their keys on the desk. You leave all your stuff, except for the things you need for the winter holiday, that you check out, that we'll go back through, pick up keys and the like. And then we'll see you back here when you check back in on Saturday, January 23rd or Sunday, January 24th. But our students were told, hey, if your life circumstance makes that difficult, makes that impossible, that they're expected to talk to a couple of different folks. For example, if they're in one of our scholarships programs, they talk to Jennifer Amata. If they're an international student, they talk to Nicole England. If it's anybody else, they talk to Tyler Mosby or Janae Williams. So know that we're asking folks to check out as we pivot to online, but if something in their life circumstance makes that difficult or near impossible, that they just need to talk to one of those four people and we'll work out what that looks like. Typically it's, well, what does that then mean about food? We assume housing and food are connected, that if a student has to stay here, needs to stay here, then we'll work on what are our possible food options. And we're working through multiple different of those scenarios. So couple of other thoughts and things to tell you that we have a soccer scrimmage on campus this afternoon. Last week I mentioned we did swimming that was all virtual. You could only do it online. Today we have an inter-squad men's scrimmage. Tomorrow we have women's. Our radio television students have been working and training up so that everything can be broadcast. But we're also doing a limited seating for students, faculty, and staff. Now, what does that look like? If you hear, hey, they've got a soccer game, well, there'll be folks at the gate checking temperatures, that we're going to expect masks, we're going to expect social distancing, but we're adding back in the kinds of programs and the kinds of events to reinforce a feel of college. And we believe we're doing it that we're doing it safely. And as long as our numbers are staying at zero, single digits, we'll continue to release some of our earlier held restrictions and continue to serve our students. Last thing I have is the frequency of these. That I mentioned last week that we were reviewing frequency. Well, we're going to decrease things, and we're going to start doing them every couple of weeks, and then over the holiday I'll do one in December, one in January, and then when we roll back into February, we're going to move to every couple week timeline. If something then warrants more frequency, then we'll always announce and say, hey, we're going to jump on live, but that we're going to decrease the frequency of these to every couple of weeks starting next month. So those are the things that I wanted to review with you. Actually, let me add one more. Registration. I mentioned the last couple of weeks that we've gone out with the spring schedule to our students. I also shared that although we had about 44 to 46% of our courses this semester in a remote online environment, we brought that number down to about 22 to 24% of our courses are in an online environment. All of that information is shared with the student on the student registration portal, and that here in about 2 weeks, registration opens and folks can start registering for classes. Our seniors and juniors, they're old hat. They know how to do this. If you happen to be working with one of my sophomores or my freshmen, remind them, hey, don't wait till the first week in November. Now's the perfect time to schedule an appointment with their advisor and start talking about, hey, what should I be looking at? Advising for our first year students, you're advised by the person who teaches their Ozarks seminar or Ozarks experience class unless they've declared a major. And that once a student declares a major, then they're handed off to a faculty advisor. So now's the time to start making those appointments and picking classes for the spring. So with that, let me see if there are questions. One moment. All right, there are, I see, yes, happy Friday. Questions about the women's soccer. I know that we're doing a senior day event and celebrating Joey at 11:45, and then shortly thereafter the scrimmage will start. That Joe, yeah, I can do that. One of our students is graduating in December, so we're going to do a senior day for her tomorrow, right before the game, and then the game will start shortly thereafter. And I believe that the senior day program starts at 11:45. I love the Happy Fridays. Thank you very much. Happy Friday to y'all as well. Um, are any of the games or scrimmages live streamed? Yes. That all of those events will be live streamed via athletics, working with the students in communication under the direction of Susan Edens. Professor Edens has been working with students since right after the semester started, and then we've also done some upgrades to the backbone, knowing that safety is important, so we want to make sure that we're able to live stream as well as we possibly can. So yes, they will be. And if you have any difficulty with that, you let us know. But I think we're in good shape. All right, folks. Then here's what I would say is, again, we're doing well. We had a great homecoming celebration. Well, it was good. That we missed the touch, we missed the food, we missed the hugs and the laughter face to face. But there was quite a bit of laughter in a virtual environment. Know that we're doing well. Also tomorrow we'll do a brick ceremony. It's a virtual brick ceremony for last year's graduates, where they're going to see their brick, and I believe it's Mr. Henderson, who is the director of Annual Fund and Alumni Engagement, will actually be planting the bricks for students, and they were able to do drag and drop over the last couple of weeks, where they're able to say, hey, I want my brick next to my friend, or hey, I want my brick next to my roommate. So we're doing that tomorrow, as we're trying to create as many events and the kinds of legacies that folks are maybe missing this time of year. We're I don't know what I'd call it. We're not finding a new normal, because y'all know I don't like that new normal phrase, but we're at least not pining too much for what isn't happening. And I think that you'd find that students are getting into a rhythm. Midterms creates a little bit of pressure, as you all know, that we're at that time frame where everybody's got tests going and papers going, and well, that's not new anything. It's midterms. That feeling a little bit of stress, well, students feel a little bit of stress. I had a student on Monday in a class talk about what they thought was a horrible grade. And then on Wednesday, they're going, I got the second highest grade. So we spent some time talking about context and not letting things weigh me down until I actually get a good feel for what a first year experience looks like, what a first semester looks like. So if you have a student that you think is maybe being weighed down too much, remember on the parents page of the website, Parents and Friends, if you click that and open up that first set of screens, there's a button that says I care. Click that I care and tell us anything you think we should know. Maybe it's, hey, are students coming home due to something in our community? Maybe it's, hey, I'm really worried about my student. They're not sleeping enough, or they're not doing this enough. If there's something you think we should know that will help us better serve your student, please feel free to share it with us. You can also click a button that says, and I don't want them to know I did this. We kind of we know how to work with that and go, hey, how are you doing? Know that we're in the throes of it and we're doing well. Know that we appreciate your support. Know that we support or appreciate your prayers. I see a question on where do I find the live stream for anything athletics affiliate related. you can go to our athletics website. And then there's also an app, but I can't do the app off the top of my head. I will make sure that someone types in the location to that in the feed after we wrap up. So I'm sorry, Penny, I can't do it off the top of my head, but I'll make sure that somebody types in a response to this within a few minutes after we hop off. Oh, I guess I forgot that from a couple people, Penny and Ginger. I'll get you those and it'll be in the feed. All right, folks, I don't see any other questions. Please continue to pray for us. Please continue to encourage other young people to come check us out. We are doing active tours. We're recruiting for next year, and that anything you can do to continue to help us and support us, we'd sure appreciate it. And like I said, if there's anything we can do to support you and your students, please let us know, and we'll do our very, very best. So God bless. Say a prayer for Ozarks. Say a prayer for the folks in Washington, and please say a prayer for all the doctors that are trying to find solutions to COVID-19. Take care all. Bye-bye.